Well, New York City election official Diane Haslett-Rudiano, the board's election chief clerk, she was suspended without pay yesterday, 2 days after the city's botched presidential primary has prompted outrage. Now, officials that have overseen that primary, get this, they made an error that purged over 102,000 Brooklyn voters from the roll, the Democratic roll, which caused huge problems at polling sites this past Tuesday. It also resulted in an epic screw-up that had specific effects at polling stations. Now, some are saying that Rudiano's departure is a case of somebody falling on the sword. She was just the clerk, I want to point out. And Betty Ann Canizio, she's actually the deputy clerk of Brooklyn. We're talking about 102,000 people. I was asking myself, how could something like this happen? Apparently, she's saying that it was an honest mistake. I'm paraphrasing. The problem was she was trying to clean up the voting books. Periodically, they have to purge them. People die, they move, they become ineligible to vote, and sources say that she skipped one of the most major steps in this that was built in to stop the system from purging these eligible voters, which she ended up doing, which is apparently, how do you make a mistake like that? You've got one job,
yeah,
Mark.
Exactly, and I don't think it's a coincidence. People are outraged about this in this election. Bernie Sanders, of course, is from Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And this is an area that the general area of New York City and Brooklyn where Hillary beat Bernie Sanders because he won in most of the rest of the state. In most of the counties of the state, he won. It happens to be in the New York City and Brooklyn area where Hillary took the majority. Mm-hmm. And so anything against Bernie Sanders here would be seeming to be intentional. I don't know.
Right.
A lot of people are outraged about this. It only happened to the Democratic ticket.
Right. That's correct. Now, I want to point out that Diane, she's actually worked in both in a Republican capacity and a Democratic capacity, and this is what one unnamed Democratic official told the Post, who was covering this story. She says it sounds like they cut a deal to make the Republican the scapegoat and to protect Betty Ann. So the screw-up fell on Diane Haslett-Rudiano, and she is the person that fell on the chopping block. I want to point out 102,000 voters, over 102,000 potential voters that were left out of the primary. Clinton won Kings County, which Brooklyn is a part of Kings County, by 57,000 votes. So we could be looking at potentially a different outcome.
Yeah. Definitely, he could have had some delegates there. And yes, it does look, it's possible somebody gave these orders or somebody, that there was something going on. New York is notorious, though, historically, for having shady politics and backdoor deals and dirty deals happening. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like this was intentional. If it was an oversight or a mistake, it's grievous. Mm-hmm.
It's really unforgivable. And she, a longtime New Yorker, she's been the elections chief clerk for a very long time. The National Election Board, they're actually looking into this matter now. But it's too little too late because the outcome, what can they do? Exactly. I mean, she's already out and the primary's closed. And
this is the method that in elections, when it comes down to dirty ball in elections, you know, things are done and the results happen and they're hard to undo, mm-hmm. no matter how dirty the deal was.
That's right. Well, she's been suspended without pay effective immediately from her $125,000 plus a year job, her salary. She's lost it, and it looks like she has fallen on the sword. We're talking about 8% of those all over Brooklyn lost 102,716, or 8% of its active voters that could have possibly changed the outcome of this primary. They didn't get a chance to vote, but it looks like Diane Haslett-Rudiano has taken the fall for it.